Hi, everybody. Welcome to Big Apple Mountain Tarot. I'm your host, Mike Rusnak.
Hello, I'm your other host, Everest Hall, and welcome to our video about a lot. There is the...
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Let's start with Happy New Year. We are coming to you from the liminal space in between Pisces and Aries. We're in the final 2 days of Pisces here.
Yes, we're going to have our equinox coming up.
Yeah.
And the new moon in Aries.
Happens tomorrow.
And
Monday the 20th. The sun enters Aries at 5:24 p.m.
That's amazing.
I know.
I love spring always, but this spring is especially joyous.
It's especially special because not only is it the first of two new moons in the same sign, but also this week we have Pluto changing signs.
That's huge.
Saturn has just moved into Pisces, which is also huge.
Huge.
And we are looking forward till 2026, actually, because the outer planets will have moved by 2026. And it's really special that they're all moving in such a short time. Yeah.
Yes.
So this is all about new steps.
A whole new world.
Yeah.
New.
And Aries is, it's a cardinal sign.
Yes, it is cardinal.
Represents the head, like the ram, right?
Yes.
Like we're bursting into the spring. Like we're going from dreamy underwater Pisces. Suddenly the water becomes gasoline and we ignite and we're, But it's not about coming swinging into the new year, right, Everest?
It's aggressive because Mars rules it, but it's not combative. It's like, so another analogy we could make is the seeds coming out of the dark subterranean and poking through the earth and poking through the shell and expanding. Aries is not really a self-conscious retrospective energy, but
introspective.
Thank you. It's a natural, unself-conscious burst of energy that allows everything to happen.
Just gorgeous expression. When we get out of our own way.
Yeah.
We're not thinking. Mars is in its final days of Gemini this week also.
It's been there for a long time.
It's been there since August.
Yeah, it's extraordinarily long.
And it's a lot of energy dumped into our minds. It seems like we've been overthinking for that long, since August. Okay, so with Mars moving into Cancer on March 25th, there's going to be a big difference between our mental activity, which has been very, very, very fiery since August.
Yes.
Cancer ruled by the moon, right? It's our emotions.
It's a big water sign.
So with Mars is the god of war and the ruler of Aries.
Yes.
Moving into the sign of Cancer, it's going to feel a lot more, let's say passive-aggressive, negatively speaking. It will feel a little more guarded emotionally, a little more vulnerable, a little more, kind of trigger happy and protective of our emotional space.
Well, Cancer is a feminine sign. It's a maternal sign. It rules the chest, the breasts. It's nurturing. It's the milk fluids. And so it's going to be a big shift from going from like a mental headspace from like
buzzing
air into
water. Yeah, a fiery sign plunged into the deep waters. It's not the easiest energy to navigate.
No.
But it will be different, and that different is fun.
And I just kind of thought about like the volcanic vents in the bottom of the ocean, where there's different types of life forms that can thrive.
Yeah, think about the bubbling caldera.
Yeah.
Up the bubbling pots up in the volcano.
Yeah, those like miraculous like little creatures that can like be in that hot bubbly water.
They could survive in that atmosphere. That's true. Going back to the new moon energy.
Yes.
The new moon 0 degrees Aries. So the sun and moon will be 0 degrees Aries. Will be in a conjunction with Neptune and with Mercury. So we might be discussing a lot about how foggy we feel. Not to worry. Jupiter is at 16 degrees of Aries, and Jupiter is conjunct with Chiron, which is our wounded healer.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's just talk real quick about Chiron. If you don't remember your high school mythology, Chiron was a centaur.
The son of Kronos.
Son of Kronos. He was the first centaur, and he was a great teacher of the heroes.
Taught himself medicine.
He taught himself medicine because he was wounded. Yeah. He was immortal, but he was like wounded by Hercules. And so he taught himself the art of medicine and gave that to humanity. But he's this great force that urges us to heal ourselves.
To be the wounded healer. So in this time of the new moon, it's very important that we plant seeds of healing for ourselves. Think about what makes us individuals. Where are our wounds? Think about our wounds, but don't sit down. For God's sake, don't sit down in victimhood.
It's not a pity party.
No, Aries is not a pity party.
No, it's not a pity party.
No, our wounds and our trauma are a roadmap.
Yeah.
All right. They're what guide us on our life adventure.
Yeah, they're almost the guardrails. On the road that we're navigating, and in this new energy that we're like going into, I think, Mike, it's really important. I'm going to pull up the Fool card.
Yeah, thank you.
I think it's really important to go into this fresh and astrological energy without being too self-conscious.
The Emperor is who rules Aries. So this is the Aries card. But the moon and the sun will be at 0 degrees. 0 degrees. Fresh starts. Be like the Fool.
Yes.
Be trusting. Be open. Despite everything that's hurt us.
No, I know you have to
It's really asking ourselves to have some faith, to trust. To trust that we can do this, that we can make it a different year. And time is not linear. Time is a spiral. We're above where we were last year.
Yeah.
And 10 years before that.
Yes. So it's a matter of really kind of going into this new energy with a childlike enthusiasm that isn't too self-conscious of where we've fallen before.
Yeah. And Neptune has been in the sign of Pisces since 2011.
That's incredible.
I know, that is really incredible. It's almost like we let's forget how long Neptune stays in a sign.
Yeah.
So all through the time of COVID and lockdown, we had, a lot of fixed sign energy, and there was a lot of fear because we couldn't see the edges of our reality because of Neptune.
Right.
Now, with Saturn moving into the sign of Pisces, Saturn has been in its home signs for the past 6 years. It was in Aquarius for the last 3 years and Capricorn for 3 years before that. Saturn is the greater malefic, right?
Yeah. It's restrictions. It is the big teacher. It tells us when to stop and kind of gives us the hard lessons that we need in order to develop.
That's it. It is the hard lessons. In its home sign, it's very powerful.
Yeah.
But now it's moved into Pisces.
Very interesting.
Saturn moving into Pisces is like daddy coming into your room and saying, turn the lights out, go to bed. Stop imagining things.
Yeah.
Stop. Yes, Pisces rules spirituality, but it also rules illusions, escapism.
Movies, Hollywood.
The media.
Right?
The news.
Jails.
Sensationalism.
Yeah, it's isolated places where you're kind of by yourself.
Underwater by yourself and away from everyone else. With Saturn moving through Pisces, for the next 3 years, but really till 2026.
Yeah.
Saturn will close in on Neptune, really deflating a lot of the illusions that we've been living with, a lot of the conspiracy theories that have been, sweeping the globe.
And also it's adding structure to where there wasn't structure. Pisces does, if you think of water and you think of the ocean, there's no structure there. There's really no up and there's no down. And I've been kind of waiting as a non-Catholic. I've been kind of waiting to see what's going to happen with the church, because I'm totally
That's really
intrigued by the Catholic Church and what's going on with the Pope. And I'm a big Pope Francis fan.
We love Pope Francis.
I do.
But he came out and said,
celibacy
isn't
a rule.
It's not required. It's like, what?
It was 1,000-year experiment. It was like temporary. He called it temporary. So like that's
just a temporary experiment.
A temporary kind of experiment. And so Saturn moving into Pisces, right as it happened, the Pope makes this really radical statement about the church.
About sex.
Yeah. And the church and the priests.
Right.
Which is, I think, really remarkable.
And not to change topic, but Pluto also moving into Aquarius.
Yes.
Now. For the first time, Pluto's been in Capricorn since 2008, moving into Aquarius, giving us a little taste of what's going to be for the next 22 years. Yeah. And Aquarius, the sign of discovery and rebellion and electronics and the internet and medicine and society.
It's revolutionary energy. It's electric. I think about AI. I think about electric vehicles.
And TikTok. And what's happening with TikTok. The restrictions kind of coming down on TikTok.
But it's not just TikTok. I think it's all the social media platforms are being kind of rethought. And there's major layoffs happening with Meta. And I really see a restructuring of the kind of the hype. And almost like the balloons being popped.
Right. Well, the internet is experiencing its Saturn return to begin with.
Yes.
Right?
Which is almost another video, I think.
That is another video.
We could talk about that for a long time. We have major, deep opinions. So to talk just a little bit more, there's a lot in this video, so forgive me if it's a little winded around itself. But so just talk a little bit about Aries and Libra. So we got Aries here, we got Libra here. Aries is this initiation, this fire. It's the top of your head. And then Libra is about karmic duties to other. It's about law. It's about the echoing reactions from this initiation. So your fire and how it affects everybody else as you're having this Aries, I'm doing.
It's all fire, it's all explosive.
It's all explosive,
and
but on this side,
along to limit.
There's everybody else.
Yeah.
And there's the karmic.
It's that reminder that we're not alone.
No, we're not. So we have this dialogue happening between self and other, and
it's every axis.
And every axis. Initiation, but also this legal responsibilities to other people and to yourself. And once again, as we're going through this transition of this new moon, it's, walk, kindly and without any malice into this new space, because it's going to come
centered, back. Stay centered in your heart, and your heart is fire.
Yes, your heart is fire. I love that. That's a t-shirt.
The full moon on April 6th happens in Libra. Yeah. April 20th is the new moon solar eclipse, which will be visible in Australia.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. So the Taurus new moon will actually have to be shared with Aries.
Yeah, it's kind of an Aries new moon.
Yeah. And I just wanted to talk about solar maximum because we've been experiencing solar flares.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. And the sun is on an 11-year cycle. So the flares have been increasing. And with every flare, it is thought that it bathes us with photonic light and it opens us up to new information, for more downloads from the universe, from other minds. Right?
Yes. It's the sun. It's our star, and it's in this really active point in its cycle, and it's, just shooting all of this energy, which is like the source of everything. So we're getting more of that source of everything coming in.
But with every download, it's like we're evolving.
Right.
We're thinking deeper. We're thinking differently.
Yeah.
We're thinking without revenge. We're thinking, in a more enlightened phase, hopefully.
And as we've been saying, how important it is to be really feeling and thinking futuristically, and not holding our past traumas into this new space because everything's different.
Yeah.
And
it's why it's important to shed it with every full moon, to shed what's no longer serving us.
Yeah.
I know we say that so much it becomes like hackneyed,
But it's so important.
It's very important to break out of our shell, if we want to use an Easter analogy.
Yes.
Break out of our shell, evolve. Solar maximum happens in 2025, and then in 2026 we have Neptune leaving Pisces and Uranus leaving Taurus.
Oh, that's exciting.
So this is an exciting new place to be. We're thinking, what makes up society, a healthy society? What makes up justice?
Yeah.
In America, in Israel,
in the world, in
Russia, right?
All the big countries we can talk about. But what is justice? What is humanity? What is our social contracts with the other, and our personal responsibilities for ourselves? The nodes, our karmic nodes, the North and South node, are going to shift summer.
There's starting to, which is why we get that double new moon in Aries, because the points are starting to shift.
They're going to move to Aries.
So
and
let
Libra.
this season give you a little glimpse into what the next 2.5 years will be. Yeah, because our karmic destiny will be in the sign of Aries.
Right. And ultimately, we're responsible for the worlds we create. And there is an echo that comes back to you. So if you're, self-absorbed and, low vibration, it's going to come back. You want everything to kind of bring it up.
Pluto will see to those lessons.
Pluto will see. and it's not all happening in one day. We've got years where this is all happening. So don't stress it. Just kind of...
Don't stress it. It means take your time, but hurry up. All right?
Yes.
So with that, why don't we pull some cards?
Hey, let's pull some tarot cards. Okay, we're going to do some tarot right now. Okay, it's tarot time. As Mike is shuffling the deck, we are going to pull one card for each sign. And this is going to be for the Aries new moon.
Set your intentions and do a little fire ceremony.
Yeah, exactly, right. Totally.
So the first card for Aries is the Magician.
Holy moly. Okay, number one. So the Magician's got everything on his table there. He's got all of the tools of the tarot, and he is going to turn...
shit into gold.
Right. Yeah, ultimate alchemy.
Shit into gold.
All right.
Turn your trauma into treasure.
Right, exactly.
Taurus.
Oh my.
The Hierophant, which is the Taurus card.
Yeah, this is the Taurus card. Yeah. So the Taurus energy is a fixed earth energy. The tradition, structure. The Hierophant talks about structures of government and relying upon that really stable energy.
Passing the torch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Giving the keys to the city to the next generation. That's Taurus.
Gemini. Surprise! I love Page of Cups. So this is a surprise message. Pages are messengers.
Surprise emotional message. Just something that comes up out of the deep.
Out of the blue, like, oops, wow, there's a fish in my cup.
As Mars moves into Cancer.
Yeah. And you guys have had a lot of Martian energy going on with you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Cancer.
Cancer. I'm sorry. Oh, beautiful.
Wow. Okay. the World card. This card is it's a Saturn card. It's about the limits of our reality. We see the figure in the center, who's an allegory, and on the corners, these are all the fixed signs, and they are right in there on the corners, kind of giving a structure to a cosmic structure to those limitations.
There you go.
It's a very positive card. It's a big one. Cancer, this is a big card, big moment for you guys.
Yeah, don't get comfy in your shell.
No.
Cancer. Reach out and touch someone. All right?
Reach out and love someone, Cancer.
Leo,
speaking of.
Yeah.
Okay, you're a Leo. What'd you say about this one?
It's just a message to try not to think too much. You know, it's wands are thoughts, and you know, we could just like box ourselves into paralysis by just overthinking things.
Right.
This is really speaking to Mars being in Gemini, which you know, I've really felt the effects of overthinking, just wearing myself out and waking up exhausted just because I was just so busy thinking about possibilities.
And it's almost like the ground itself.
It's imaginary.
It's an imaginary kind of fire energy here.
Virgo. Beautiful.
Hello, Virgo.
Yeah.
So this is the Fool card. This is the beginning. I've really kind of grown to appreciate, as we've been doing these videos over the past year, Mike, the Virgo energy with like the details. But it's the trust in, you know, the finer details of the world.
Just remember servitude to humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, you know, that's ultimately that's what it's about. Libra. No. Okay. So, well, there you go. There's a scale to things. So this is a card about heartbreak.
The hard rain falling.
Number 3 on the tarot is an expansive energy. So this is like an expansive kind of like disillusionment, maybe.
Yeah, and it's real. Oh, you know, it's hard realities coming through the courts.
Yeah, and just through karmic balance.
Yeah, our South Node will be moving into Libra, which is what we are supposed to be leaving behind, shedding, moving away from. So maybe this is everything that we thought was secure in judicial circles is maybe turning on its head.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Scorpio. Okay.
It's a nice water card.
So here we go. So for our Scorpio friends, this one is all about alchemy. This is about the mixing of the cosmic energies and balance. Temperance talks a lot about balance.
Yeah, and Scorpio has had a really rough couple of years, you know, with all of their eclipses and being in the South Node and being what we are shedding karmically. Yeah, so this is reestablishing balance.
Reestablishing balance out after a bit of upheaval. It's very positive for our Scorpio friends.
Sagittarius.
Okay. Sag. So swords are for air. It's thoughts. This is a card about moving away from where you are into from maybe to calmer waters. Perhaps
go where it's warm, Sag. You know, just take your ideas and move to where it's warmer.
And your loved ones.
Yeah.
So this one, we would imagine that he could be the father of this family, and is taking the initiative to move his loved ones,
seeking out new horizons.
Yeah, which is a very Sagittarius kind of energy.
4, 8,
Capricorn.
Okay, Capricorn.
Capricorn. Okay, another
Yeah.
page. Pages are messengers.
Yeah.
This
idea.
new idea, very fresh idea. If you kind of look at it, it almost looks like it's a balmy spring day, and the winds are kind of coming in out of the west, and this figure has a heavy, awkward sword that they're trying.
They don't know how to hold it yet.
Yeah.
You know, they feel a little awkward in their physicality, trying to carry this new idea. You know, we could think all day long, but until we're really stepping into the future and enacting something, and that's how you manifest. So it does take carrying this new thought out of our heads and into the streets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Capricorn is all about like work and like hard work and diligence, and it might feel a little awkward if you're coming up with a new thought and a new energy. But just trust in your hard work.
Yeah.
Okay, Aquarius.
Aquarius, Queen of Pentacles.
I'll take that. All right, so we have the Queen of Pentacles, and she is sitting on this throne, and she has her coin that she's caring for and nurturing.
And pentacles represent very small movements. Is that right?
Yeah.
Everest.
Yeah, it's fixed earth. It's a small movement. Yeah. It's our values. It's not just money, but it's really nurturing the way a mother would nurture a child. The values and the lessons that we have been learning and are continuing to learn and have learned, especially with Saturn, thankfully leaving our sign.
Last but not least,
Pisces.
Pisces.
Here you go.
Swords.
Woo! All right, you're ready to go.
Well, this is really Saturn moving into the sign of Pisces. You know, perhaps there was something that you have been dreaming about for years.
Right.
That suddenly there is the means to make this dream a reality.
And the structure. The structure is entering. Now, if you see, he's all like in armor and he's moving fast. So there's structure moving fast to give you aid to make things happen.
Yeah, very good.
Can we see what's on the bottom of the deck?
Of course you can.
What's on the bottom of the deck?
The Lovers.
The Lovers. Okay. Well, I feel like this is kind of my message.
I'm sorry, it's the Two of Cups. It's not the Lovers.
But it relates. It relates to the Lovers.
Because
there's two becoming one. These two characters are coming from different areas. They have different clothes on.
They round each other out.
And
this is you and I. This is you helping me with my website because I just don't have the tolerance to build a website.
It's compassion and love. And the caduceus, the two waters are mixing. The caduceus and it is the lion, our heart chakra expanding as we move forward into this new energy. Don't be too hung up on stuff. Just kind of go with your best intentions, knowing that if you go with your worst intentions, it's going to come back to you.
Just know that these next 3 years, we're really going to see something different in this world. You know, we've had a long time of the same and then unhappy. It is changing.
Yeah.
I know that people are going through a lot, and there's definitely disease and war, the scourges of the planet.
Yeah, no, we're losing people.
Yeah.
We've lost people. It's really a traumatic and sad, but hopeful.
It's the way that we're handling it, though. You know, that's different. So just, keep watching the stars.
With that, we thank you very kindly.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Bye.